guys, and welcome back to the Ducks and Dogs podcast. My name is Mike here with my co-host Matt. How you doing today, Matt?
My NFL team is gone.
Yeah, I see that little thing you got hanging up behind you.
R.I.P.
That's vintage now?
That's vintage.
That's vintage
Uh,
now.
Offers starting at $500 for this thing.
Uh,
If anybody's interested, hit me up.
before we dive into our typical Ducks and Dogs, do you? There are some people who are delusional enough to think so. Do you think y'all won that trade?
Eh,
Especially with
it'll
how
have
you
to
guys
pay.
draft.
With how we draft right now, I'm skeptical. I don't think the trade is honestly all that bad. I wish we could have gotten another first out of it.
You're keeping
But
26 million of dead salary.
yeah, I mean, we have the cap space for it, so I'm not too worried about that.
You cleared like 15 with Wagner.
Bobby, yeah.
Yeah, that's still nuts to me because like, what are you got? What in total? 4 draft picks.
5 draft picks.
Okay, so what are the odds your 5 draft picks ever become a multiple All-Pro player?
I would bet my life that the number 9 overall pick is getting traded back into the second round. Like, so
Dream
I don't know.
scenario: who do you get at 9?
Dream scenario. I'd like a corner. I'd
So
like
like,
Stingley. I'd like McDuffie. I'd like Gardner.
I like Gardner a lot.
Yeah.
Kayvon falls to Seattle.
Dude, if Kayvon goes to Seattle, my narratives are cooked. It's over.
I know Twitter's been saying it, but Kayvon is not falling that far.
From what I've
Twitter was saying Herbert was going to fall to the end of the first round.
Yeah. But this is coming from the personnel that's making the draft picks, though. Like,
yeah,
this isn't
remember
just.
anonymous draft scout says Justin Herbert will get GMs fired.
Well, yeah, but that's from the scout. That's not from the actual.
The
people in the
GMs
front
are saying
office.
Kayvon's not good.
There are people in the front office that report to the GMs saying that.
Well, yeah, scouts report to the GMs.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like there have been a couple GMs, I believe, in the reports too that have said that.
One's probably the Seahawks, knowing them.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be the Seahawks. Who else is a really dumb GM? The Cardinals. He probably said that. Who else is a dumb GM? The Lions. Bill O'Brien
Cowboys.
probably is one who says it, even though he's not in the NFL no more. He probably still says it.
Sitting up in the booth, yeah.
Kayvon sucks. It's because he talks shit about Bama.
Yeah, it's like, Brian, we're playing in the SEC, man.
You know,
Like,
the one take that is absolutely terrible about Kayvon?
what?
Taking plays off.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That makes no fucking sense. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
That man was on the punt return team. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, Kayvon, I'm still interested to see how he does in the NFL. I think it will have to do with where he lands.
I still think
I
he
mean,
is the highest ceiling player in this draft.
he's really athletic. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Of the players in this draft, I think 3 could have ceiling Hall of Fame potential.
That's a bit hard to
Ceiling,
judge out of college,
yeah. Of the like first rounders, because obviously there could be somebody who comes out of nowhere. So of the first
Yeah,
rounders, the
because I was
guys you're
going to say
expecting
Tom Brady
to be
was
good,
like a 6th rounder, so
of guys you're expecting to be good, I could see Surtain, or not Surtain, what? Stingley. I could see
Yeah.
Kayvon, and then I really like the running back Hill.
yeah. What's his name from Hall? I think it's Hall.
Hall, yes, Hall.
Yeah.
Hall. Yeah, he especially with how he graded
Reese
out
Hall,
the
right?
combine. Did you see his advanced grades?
No, I didn't.
Like 97th percentile in speed and like 96th percentile in like boost, like your initial speed type shit. He grades really high. The last guys to grade that high all have ended up really good.
Brees Hall. It's Brees Hall.
Brees Hall, there you go.
That's who it is.
Yeah, those are
he's
the
out
3
of
that, in my opinion, could be. And I would throw Drake London in there, but I don't know.
I see. Here's the thing. Now that the Seahawks have the number 9 overall pick, I would like them to take Drake London, but who's going to be throwing him the ball? Drew
Marcus
Lock.
Mariota.
Not opposed to that.
Mariota
The quarterbacks, like the free agents I'd be okay with, or like I guess the players that you could trade for or whatever. I've heard rumors that Watson is being negotiated
So
right now.
I seen recently, like within the last 30 minutes recently, that if there's a good results on the case, whatever it is, Friday, that it's pretty much a done deal to Pittsburgh.
Really?
That's what I've seen from a few people that I like know of. They're not huge names, and I trust them, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised for that either because they're in the market.
They
I
love
think
quarterbacks who have controversies, but never mind.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would be okay with Mariota. I'd be okay with Winston. I'd be okay with
Gucci. Garoppolo.
Oh, no. I don't like Jimmy G. I think he's a cool dude. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he
Who else is out there?
But
Bridgewater?
Bridgewater,
Trubisky?
doesn't move me, but oh god.
Jacob Eason.
Jacob Eason. Going to be competing with Drew Lock for a spot to play. The fact that we have Drew Lock, like Drew Lock, Geno Smith,
that is the most mid QB room I've ever heard of in my life.
But they're gonna be in a rebuild, you know? It makes no sense to bring in this all-star quarterback because you just got rid of yours.
That's why I'd say Winston or Mariota would be the best ads.
I think so, because you could definitely win some games, maybe make some noise if they play well enough.
Best case scenario, you got a guy who's 26, 27-ish, who is really highly talented, who just needed
Winston and Mariota both have high upside.
Yeah, and Marcus, I've said it a million times on the show, never got a fair shake in Tennessee. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I'd be interested to see how he fits into the Seahawks scheme, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of the teams he's rumored to don't fit his scheme, so I hope they would adjust for him, unlike the Titans.
Yeah, well, even with Russell Wilson, you saw it, there were complaints about, the way he was being used in the system here that he had been in for a decade. So
yeah, Wilson and Mariota are sort of similar, but I think Mariota's a lot better at like reading an option.
He's a lot more athletic. Wilson's more of a scrambler. Mariota's more of a runner, if that makes sense.
Mariota broke off Wilson, the longest QB run before Lamar, I think. Or is it still the longest QB run? It was like 93 yards against Jacksonville.
Yeah, something like that.
QBs
the
don't
thing
do
about
that.
Wilson does really well and is agile enough when the pocket breaks down. You don't design run plays for Russell Wilson, though, if that makes sense. You design run plays for Marcus Mariota.
Yeah. And Marcus is one of the, like, I know Russ can scramble, and Russ is really good when the play breaks down, so he's not going to be at that level of doing it. But Marcus is also really good when the play breaks down.
Yeah.
Marcus's whole issue is he's got to build confidence early or he can struggle.
Yeah.
If he doesn't build confidence early, it might not be great for you. But if he builds confidence early, we've seen his first couple years in the NFL, he could be really good. We've seen with the Raiders, he completed them first few passes, and then he's like, where did this Mariota come from? But it's also, it's what happens when you put a spread quarterback in a spread system. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, literally.
So as we're filming this, Oregon is beating Oregon State in the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament. Washington plays Utah. Yeah, fuck. Matt's prediction is gonna come true. They lost to Washington and Washington State, and now they're gonna win the Pac-12.
Now they run the table. Tournament. This is the ultimate Matt knows ball. This is the ultimate
Matt knows ball. Right here. We're going to find out if Matt really knows. If he doesn't, the next podcast episode is going to be Matt never knew ball.
Matt sadly does not know ball.
Sadly, yeah, I will agree. Sadly, he does not know ball. So what's going on with Washington? Anything in any sports? Like, do you guys have anything going on in life?
Softball and baseball are doing well. That's good.
And Russell that's Wilson not a surprise. Left the state.
Russell Wilson
all the news.
left the state of Washington. Agude out of UCLA, still pretty favored for Washington right now. Oregon's obviously in that mix. I think Tennessee is too, and some other school.
I think Agude is pending on if we get Overton or not.
Yeah. It sounds like it's between Washington and Oregon right now, though. And honestly, him and ZTF on opposite sides of the line, oof. Big fan of that.
Big fan?
Big fan of that. Yeah, and that'd be a huge transfer win, honestly. Really would be. Would help the defense out a lot. Would be a good, solid transfer for DeBoer to get under his belt.
Yeah, it'd be a really solid player. It'd be Probably the best transfer you've added.
Yeah,
I would say so.
easily. I mean, he was all Pac-12.
Speaking of transfers you've added, looks like one of the transfers you added, according 247 Sports thinks he loses the quarterback battle to one Dylan Morris. How you feeling about that one?
Well, I told you my feelings.
Uh-huh.
Much more unfiltered than I'm going to right now about that. If Morris starts, I will be very upset. Because first of all, why did you even bring Penix in? Why? Like,
Why did
he's
you
supposed
bring
to be
Anthony
competing
Brown
for
in?
that job.
I mean Michael Penix. What's the difference?
So, dude, I can't. I literally cannot. Like, I don't even want to think of that as an option right now.
Sam? I have heard nothing about Sam. Is he just
From what it sounds like in spring ball, at the moment, he's still third.
Is he just actually a bust?
Well, he's probably not going to play this season.
Because
I know won't tell.
Young players aren't always ready, but to be third on the depth chart in your second year is that highly rated, something's got to be up.
Yeah, you got to think though. DeBoer's coming in, seeing who has playing time, seeing guys who have fit his system. And granted, Morris, while not playing well, has still played a lot more than Sam Heward has. Sam Heward has played one game.
So you'd prefer playing bad to not playing at all? So with that logic, the Seahawks should just let Geno play and never draft a quarterback again. He's got experience, the rookie doesn't.
Sam Heward also threw 4 interceptions in the only game he played in.
Exactly.
So you just argued my point for me by saying exactly.
So the only game he played in, he threw 4 picks. Has Dylan Morris played much better in many games?
I can't remember the last time he threw 4 picks. Probably 2 and 3 many times.
Well, when's the last time they let him throw it that many times? Letting him throw it 4 times is a stretch.
That's a good question. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it. I'm not saying I approve of Sam Heward being third on the depth chart right now.
But I'm saying with how high he was rated, even with a new coach, it's odd to see them that low on the depth chart. Like if Ty doesn't start, he's probably second. And at least if Ty isn't, we have Butterfield, who was a high 4-star.
For sure. And I mean, here's the thing, it's spring ball. Like if we go into fall ball and we have like a set depth chart like that, I will start to get concerned. There obviously needs to be competition this summer and spring too. Like there needs to be competition in all areas. I want to see a quarterback room that is clearly improving. Like you clearly are trying to find the best guy to start. Yeah. Because if it gets worse, then holy cow.
0-12?
The return?
The 0-12 Junior.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
RIP, by the way. 0-12. You see that? I don't know if he's taking a break or if he's done, but like a week or 2 ago he said he's done. On Twitter.
Ooh. That's crazy. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. It's his pinned tweet, I think, on his profile right now.
I should have known. He hasn't called me a youngster in a while, you know.
RIP.
But
who's gonna throw the piss bags, Mike? Who's gonna do it?
I got piss grenades.
From the nosebleeds.
All right, now chill out.
We're classier than that.
We're in the standing section. Oh, so speaking of nothing, that was a terrible transition. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Oregon has a really big recruiting weekend coming up. They have 4 5-stars coming into town, a plethora of 4-stars, a couple 3-stars, and then a sibling of one of the 5-stars. So take that as you will.
Agoudi's there too.
Oh, Agoudi's there too?
Yeah.
It's gonna be really fun. And I said on Twitter in our group chat, and I think I said on the timeline, I think I'd set the over-under on how many of the 5-stars we land as 1.5. If we didn't land 1, I'd be insanely shocked.
Yeah.
Because
there's so many. I mean, sample size alone, there has to be 1.
It's Matayo, it's Connerly, it's Wayne, and it's Overton. Obviously, the most likely would be Matayo and Connerly and Wayne. Overton's a little more of a reach. But you still have a chance there. As far as his brother is posted, his brother only has offers posted from Oklahoma and Oregon. Obviously, you don't have to post all your offers for that, but
Yeah.
Either way, it seems Oklahoma and Oregon have both offered his brother, and he wants to play with his brother. But A&M's going to be hard to beat for a guy like that.
Yeah, that is a recruiting powerhouse.
Yeah, and he's a really good player, and they're going to want to have him, especially since they lost Gabriel Dindy. Actually, no, they got Gabriel Dindy. What am I thinking? Oklahoma lost Gabriel Dindy to A&M.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun, and I really hope we land him, and I hope we can get Nico back out soon, because that man is a absolute stud.
Yeah. You think you lose him to Tennessee?
Fuck no. If we lose him, it's to Alabama.
Yeah.
If Alabama misses out on Arch, they're going to try and come get Nico, and it's going to be us versus Alabama. Short term, sure. Tennessee's got some buzz. I understand that. Tennessee might even be the favorite right now. Sure, you could say that all you want. Is he going to go to Tennessee? I guarantee you not.
I doubt it.
They
did pull out all the stops. I was very impressed with their effort. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, his visit was so much better. Well, yeah, you had the Pope there. Like, what are you talking about?
You had the president and the Pope.
Oregon just said, what up? Like, they've been there before. Y'all's just like, oh my God. Gave him Bojangles.
Top, baby.
Told him he was write his name on a rock.
Yeah. It's cool, dude. I can write my name on a rock right now. Am I going to Tennessee? Am I the next one?
Fucking Phil Knight gonna buy a mountain. Be like, here you go, Nico.
Here's Mount Rainier. Or what's the one in like by Portland, kind of like on the eastern side of the state? Is it Baker, Hood?
Hood.
Mount Hood. Yeah, he's gonna buy Mount Hood.
He's gonna buy Mount Hood and just put Nico on it.
Mount Nico.
Mount Nico. No, imagine missing on him after you buy a mountain.
Or like, why am I not on campus for my visit, guys? And they're like, look, and they point to a sign, and they're like at the base of the mountain.
No, they're at the peak. They take him up. He's got to climb a mountain. See where it says Mount Nico. That shit would be fucking hilarious. No, but
Oregon, we're giving you ideas here, man.
Exactly. Like, I can't wait to see Nico's visit with Oregon because I hope they go all out like Tennessee did. Just because Tennessee did, to be like, hey,
just because
we can do that shit too. Y'all got McDonald's money. We got Benihana's money. Okay, calm down. No, I know Tennessee has money before the SEC fans come up in here, but ain't nobody going to play for fucking Tennessee over Oregon. Like, what? Yeah. Give me a reason. You can win more games at Oregon. You're more likely to win your conference at Oregon. They've had better success for NFL QBs of late. They've had a more recent Heisman winner. They've had more first-round draft picks, even if you don't succeed in the NFL. Like, what is the reason?
Checkerboard field?
That's a reason you would go to the school, Matt.
I would. All right, guys. I've decided to commit to Tennessee over Alabama, Texas A&M, Oregon, USC because their end zones are cooler.
And Washington didn't offer you because you weren't an OKG kid.
True. Sadly.
You weren't a Washington caliber.
I'm not their kind of guy. I just.
So what's up? How far is Washington gonna make the basketball tournament?
I don't know, dude. Like, I'm glad we're on the side with USC, but also like being on the side, like playing Utah first round is probably like the worst matchup you could have.
Who's gonna make it farther, Oregon or Washington?
I'd imagine Oregon. I'd hope Oregon because Washington's not good.
Speaking of, I actually need to pull it up. Oregon is getting a lot of predictions for a really high-rated basketball recruit to go along with Kellel Ware and Dior Johnson. Like a third 5-star.
Really?
Yeah, it's looking.
I don't follow basketball recruiting that close.
Hold on, give me a second. Say words. Oh, never mind.
Say words.
Evans Jr. Yeah, he's 2023 5-star. Kwame Evans Jr. has got 3 future casts to Oregon. So we would add Kellel Ware, Dior Johnson, and Kwame Evans Jr. And Fele Dante probably comes back because you're not getting drafted yet, dog. Sorry to tell you. And what? You can go ahead and add a random transfer somewhere. Dana normally does that. Go ahead. You're going to have a loaded roster full of 5-stars?
Yeah.
Play Dante at the 5, Kellel at the 4, Dior at the 1. You know, you could put what position is this, man? I done forgot. Kwame Evans Jr. What position is this man? Hold on. I'm going to keep all of this
Don't ask me.
Kwame Evans Jr. Rivals is better for
You see the buzzer beater, by the way?
Which one?
Stanford ASU.
Yeah, that was crazy. Kwame Evans Jr. is a power forward. So if you wanna get
Interesting.
big, you could put either him or not Kel. You could put him at maybe small forward. He plays a little big.
They'd
He's
find a
6'9"
place
though.
for him.
Put him at small forward. He's
Yeah.
6'9". Put him at small
Easy.
forward. Find a shooting guard, whoever the hell. I don't care who your shooting guard is. Also, Oregon fans who are blaming Will Richardson for everything, stop it. Get some help. Find God.
Find God.
Tebow wants you to find God.
True. He went on Fox News and said it today, so you should believe him.
Do the Tebow, Matt.
Bro, I have a confession to make, Mike.
What's up, Matt?
When I was in, I think, elementary school, it's been that long now, when Tebow was relevant. I had a Tebow jersey, I had a Broncos hat, I had Broncos everything. I was a Tebow fan. Does that surprise you?
So you were one of the ones who were like, "Oh, he got this team to the playoffs." No, the team got him to the playoffs.
Oh, well, I was too young to even understand how any of that worked.
You were just like, he like God.
He's just like me for real.
He just like me for real.
Hold on. You know what? This jersey might be in my closet, actually.
Oh my God.
I am home right now.
If Matt can pull this jersey up. I love seeing that Russell Wilson Seahawks poster now that Russ has gone to the Broncos. That is absolutely hilarious. And that division is nuts. When Matt comes back, we'll talk about that too. Because, like, Derek Carr might really be the worst quarterback in a division, which I don't like.
It's not there.
It's
not there, sadly. No, it's probably in a bin somewhere. I know it's in this house, though.
So, before we end this off, I actually did want to touch on one more NFL thing.
Yeah.
As much as I don't think Derek Carr is good, he's the worst quarterback in a division, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I honestly think Carr's pretty underrated.
But, you know who else was the worst quarterback in the division? Like, who was... You're going to hate me for this. Who was the worst quarterback in the division in the NFC West last year? Was it Russ or Garoppolo?
Garoppolo.
I mean, you know, it's not.
You're asking.
I would agree, but you act like the gap is massive. It's a decent gap, but it's not fucking astronomical.
It's a pretty big gap, Mike.
Astronomical. Thank you.
It's a pretty big gap.
Well,
Jimmy G was asked to throw 10 times a game.
Russ was third in the division, right?
Behind
Stafford
and Kyler.
Yes.
I don't know.
Level playing field, all things even. I do think Kyler is the best in the division. If the rosters are all exactly the same, coaches are all exactly the same, I'd take Kyler.
If the rosters are exactly the same, and if Pete Carroll's not coaching Russell Wilson, I'm still taking Russell Wilson out of all four. I'm taking Russell Wilson out of all four.
That's a little bold there, Matt.
I don't think that's that bold of a take.
That's a little bold there, Matt.
Over Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford.
That man gonna stop at halftime to pray and like forget that he's got to play the second half and just not show up.
He's gonna make an Instagram video.
He's gonna go on a mission trip for 2 years or some shit.
I don't think that's that bold of a take to take Russell Wilson over Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford.
Taking him right now,
like just on their own.
Them. Yes.
Maybe right now.
Obviously, career-wise, I'm not comparing them to Russ. Right now,
even then though, Russ still is playing decent. He didn't have a good end to his season, I get that, but he was still playing decent.
He was playing decent, and he had two fairly solid wide receivers. He has what most people outside of Seattle consider to be a pretty damn good coach. I know y'all don't like him, but most people outside of Seattle think he's a pretty damn good coach.
O-line was still abysmal.
Yes, O-line was abysmal. So was Arizona's. The Rams was all right. It was all right.
The Rams had the craziest support cast for Stafford.
When you could pick up Odell Beckham as a wide receiver too, that is nuts.
Yeah, that's
because ain't no DB2 in the league. Yeah. We've touched on this before, but I don't think it's been a while. Ain't no DB2 in the league covering Odell. I don't care how much you dislike Odell. He is not ass.
No.
Also, get rid of turf fields, please. Like,
true.
You could see in the clip of him getting hurt that the turf field cost.
Yeah, it's the field. Oh yeah.
It's nuts because he would what does he probably take that another extra 8-10 yards?
Yeah, it's just a matter of not even cost. It's that people are just too lazy to take care of it.
Well, it's the cost to have somebody to maintain it too.
Yeah,
and I understand, like, you know, some fields who are poor and can't get it to close. Whatever, I know that. Just
these are like
put
professional.
A fucking tarp on it.
They're professional football teams.
Well, I mean,
like, come on.
Cincinnati doesn't even have an indoor practice facility.
Yeah, that's
I know
Yeah.
high schools with those.
The good old Commanders. I know that's a pretty
Good old
bad organization.
Wentz-led Commanders.
The Wentz's Commanders.
Carson
The Washington
Commander.
Wentz's.
Commander Carson.
There you go.
Commander Carson about to go out there and make it really feel like they still had Kirk Cousins.
Oh, it's gonna be funny, bro. That team's gonna be in shambles forever as long as Dan Snyder's still alive, man.
What division's going to be more loaded, the NFC West or the AFC West?
AFC West.
Because of the Seahawks falling off?
I think because of this, yeah. Because they have the Rams, they have the Cardinals. 49ers are meh. I think you could make a case for the Chargers.
Too, though, the 49ers were in the
Chiefs.
Super Bowl like 2 years ago.
Yeah, which is fair, but that's still crazy to me to think about because I feel like they haven't been that good recently, but I guess they have
Since
been.
2010, all of the NFC West teams have made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm kind
Russell Wilson
of reaching because since January 1st, 2010, because the Cardinals made the 2009 season, but the Super Bowl was played in 2010.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Count it.
Count
Who
it.
cares? Hang the banner.
Listen, we could pull a Washington. We're that kind of program.
Yes, sir. Hang the banner. Put it up there.
We get one good quarterback in 30 years and win nothing in recent memory. We are Washington.
Give me Trent McDuffie at 9 just for the ability for KT to drop further, and then we will hang the banner.
If KT drops past 9 and Arizona doesn't trade up for him because we're probably losing Chandler Jones, I will lose my fucking mind. We extended Steve. I don't care. This is a college football podcast. I'm going on a tangent. We extended Steve fucking Keim. This man lost Patrick Peterson, lost Tyrann Mathieu, lost Calais Campbell, has drafted 55,000 linebacker safety hybrid players. We're probably going to draft another one in Nakobe Dean again and have Isaiah Simmons, Nakobe Dean, and every linebacker safety hybrid whoever exists. We're probably going to sign Jabril Peppers in fucking free agency. Fucking, like, this man is dumb. We have no offensive line, still won't sign an offensive lineman. No offensive line, still won't draft an offensive lineman. I thought your guy from Washington on our team was going to be good. He's not good. We have no good corners on the team.
Hey, Budda Baker's good.
He's a safety.
I know.
Yeah, we got a good safety.
Just putting that out there.
Imagine if we were able to keep players and we had Tyrann Mathieu opposite Budda Baker.
Oh, that's scary.
That'd be nuts. I would say Patrick Peterson, but he's really declining. So,
yeah, he's kind of old now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's been in the league for a while.
When people were saying there was no lockdown corner in the league, it was so stupid because Pat Pete was a lockdown corner in the league.
Yeah,
there was a year where he nobody had more than 100 yards. He's in Minnesota.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not in Arizona anymore.
No, because Steve Keim doesn't like to pay players. Chandler Jones about to leave because we don't like to fucking pay players.
That's right. I forgot that's the point you were making.
But you know what? He'll fucking. I'm not super horribly mad at Cliff. I'm not the biggest fan of Cliff, but I could live with keeping him if we got rid of Keim.
Bro needs to figure out how to finish a season though, dude.
Well, at the same time, if the GM could have an offensive line to protect Kyler, we'd be able to finish the season. Or if he had a second wide receiver who wasn't 35-year-old AJ Green, they'd be able to keep going.
Even when he was at Tech, though, bro, it just is like.
Well, college and pro game's a completely different thing. You could suck at
I know they're completely different, but that trend didn't die when he moved to the league, which it's very interesting to see how.
Not finishing.
You're right,
games.
it is different. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is the roster management of this team has been absolutely horrid. We added JJ Watt on a 3-year deal. He'll probably play 3 games in that time frame.
Yeah.
JJ Watt played great when he played. I understand that. And if he can stay healthy, great ad. He can't fucking stay healthy. And what are you going to trade him for? A bag of fucking chips?
I'll take him.
Throw him in. Now, if you throw him in with the first round pick we got and I don't know. Is his name Byron Murphy we got?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Byron Murphy and maybe try and trade up to get a Kayvon or get Stingley or get somebody like that. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll have an extra hole. That's fine because we drafted a young player at a position of need for once. Anyways, yeah, I'm done with the NFL rant.
At least the Cardinals draft. The Seahawks don't. So
and the players we draft don't end up being terrible. Isaiah Simmons isn't bad, but like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Sad life out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Oregon's adding.
You're telling me it's a sad life out here.
Listen,
you're telling me
Seattle is going to draft Bo Nix next year.
I will cry. I will. Tears will physically come out of my eyeballs. With the 9th
pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select quarterback Anthony Brown, Oregon.
They would. They do something stupid like that.
I could see y'all taking him on like a 6th-round pick. I would not be that shocked.
There's no way, dude.
Tell me you would be surprised.
I can't say I am, but also if they do, I'll be so sad.
Because you
you know what? If they take a quarterback at all this draft, I'm gonna be upset. Yeah, I don't want any. This QB class is not good. Malik Willis is a terrorist to the game of football.
Just wait for Younger Stroud.
I agree. Malik Willis is a terrorist to the game of football, and I do not want him on the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm gonna just clip that part where you just said Malik Willis is a terrorist and just clip that and put it on Twitter. Like, what?
Tag and be like, hey, bro. Yo, confirm or deny.
Well, hey. I want to thank you guys for watching. I know we went on an NFL rant, but we have nothing to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
We thought we would have basketball to talk about, but now Oregon sucks. So, women's basketball, nobody's going to watch. Nobody's going to watch this podcast for that. I'm going to keep it 100%.
UW's even worse at women's basketball. I know. Surprising.
Just crazy. So, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Ducks and Dawgs podcast. Hopefully, we have some big news on something, so we have something to talk about and not just go bobbling off on something. But, hey, until next time, my name is Mike, and you know my co-host, Matt, and we are signing off.
Later.